I needed some help to finish first. And we're starting to get that help. There are a plethora of conservative organizations nationally and in Nevada that have now brought their voices to bear in Nevada in this campaign. And it's not because I went and asked them for it. I did ask some of them. I went and asked and said, could you help me? But by and large, many of them have come to my rescue, so to speak, because they've looked at my record and they've seen what Jim Rogers, and I don't want Jim Rogers' endorsement because, as you all know, Jim Rogers is probably as opposite of me as there is. He's very liberal, but today, yesterday, if you watched the last little segment that we did on his show, he says to me, Sharron, I don't agree with you, and I won't vote for you, but you are consistent, I know where you stand, and you don't make backroom deals. And I said to him, Jim, can I use that in the commercial? I couldn't have said it better myself, but that's really that consistent conservative record that I have, and it's a record that no one else in the race has. There are two others that are running in that pack of 12 that have records, but when you begin to compare and contrast, they don't have my record. One of them voted for an unconstitutional bill where I was the only one that voted no because it was unconstitutional. The other has been talking about her legislation, but as you read in the paper, you find out that a bill she championed for on right to work doesn't even exist. And now there's another one on parental consent that she said that she authored and got passed. Well, she didn't author it and didn't get passed. So I'm not sure what that record really is. When we look at it, we say it's a far cry from Sharron Engel's record. And truthfully, that's what these organizations in the state and outside of the state have found too. They've measured the records and they've said, there's 9 of these guys that don't have a record. The other 3 that do, we've measured the records, and Sharron Engel is what Jim Rogers said, a consistent conservative. It's what John L. Smith said. She's a consistent conservative, and I'm wondering if her maiden name is Goldwater or Reagan. So that's the kind of reputation I have, and that's the message that I'm sending out. And now the Tea Party Express has said, we're going to help you send that message. Gun Owners of America has said, we're going to help you. Phyllis Schlafly, Mark Levin, there's 20 of them. Nevada, Joe the Plumber. You guys are better at it than I am. Go ahead. Nevada Concerned Citizens, Nevada Pat Boone, Minutemen, Nevada Republican Assembly, National Federation of Republican Assemblies. We got one the other day, and it actually went up on our Facebook, on our fan page. They said, we made a big mistake. We endorsed Sue Loudon, and we meant to endorse, we should have endorsed Sharron Engel, so we're taking back our endorsement. We're giving it to Sharron Engel. They said, unfortunately, we gave the money. And Ted wrote an email and said, well, since you asked for the endorsement back, could you ask for the money back? We could really use it since she has millions and we're kind of limping along here. But what those endorsements have done is offered the credibility to this campaign. They measured it. They said she's the one. And more than just bringing that credible voice and bringing money in so that we can get television and radio going, what they have done is they've reached outside those party lines into that independent voter. And I've been saying it for months, don't read my lips, read my record. They read my record, and now they're saying, You can trust what she's done. And I'm the only candidate in this race that can bring that independent vote to bear on Harry Reid, and it's very important. We know that Harry Reid doesn't want a big win. He doesn't need a big win. He beat Ensign by 427 votes. He doesn't need a big win. He just needs to win. But we need a big win. And the reason is Al Franken? Is that the guy?
Yeah. Minnesota.
Yeah. I got Sharron in my head and I thought, no, his name's Franken. Al Franken, remember? Just a few votes, all of a sudden, he's the winner. How does that happen? Acorn, core voting machines, SEIU, all of that stuff that they brought to bear on that election. And don't kid yourselves, Harry Reid, if he can get in striking distance of us, and I'm going to tell you what striking distance is, it's 2%. Because our voting machines are only accurate to 98%. So, if you get within that 2% range, you can actually take an election here, and we cannot afford to have that happen. So we not only have to beat him, we have to defeat him by big numbers, at least 3%, something that can be irrefutable. And that is going to take more than just a 40-40 split. We've got to get those 20% independents, and we've got them to bring their votes to bear in this race. And that's why this thing is critical, and that's why it's not a boast when I say I'm the only one that can beat Harry Reid. It's truth. This is where we're at. So when we talk about who's electable, it's not the other guys. And the baggage is starting to come out, and the independent voters are going to stay home if we don't elect the right person. It's not any but. It's got to be Sharron Angle.